Alright, now that we have the house handled here, for a little while anyways, I want to push on to back to what we were looking at originally. And that was trying to get to this guy. The problem is, I've looked it up, composites, we need the electric furnace to be able to do composites. Apparently you cook a composite paste in the electric furnace, and that's how you do composites. But we can't do the electric furnace, obviously, without electricity. So we unlocked this earlier, the electricity tool. I looked at these guys here. These are your 3 options for making, well, 4 technically if you count the biofuel generator, but I wanted something that was kind of a permanent solution. And so, of these, the wind turbine provides 1750 power, the water wheel provides 2000, and the solar panel provides 5000. This is a great one, but it requires direct sunlight, and I know the way that this map seems to be, we don't have a lot of direct sunlight. You have some in the middle of the day, but in the start and the end of the day, it gets kind of shadowy in here. So I think because we have the river right outside, this is probably the best way for us to go. So we're going to unlock the water wheel, and then we'll also unlock the electric furnace. And so we need to make these 3 things. Just so happens I put together everything we need for the 3 of those, so we should be able to just grab all of this stuff here. For the tool, you need gold wire, copper wire, and carbon fiber. For the water wheels, and I've got enough for 2 water wheels here, because I'm greedy when it comes to that, you need organic resin, stone, wood, steel ingots, electronics, and copper nails. Electronics are kind of your most pain in the butt part to make, so you'll be doing a lot of grinding for that, and that's what I did. I went ahead and got all that ground out. We're gonna need 60 steel and 60 more electronics for the furnace itself. So we should be able to go ahead and do that. So if we have everything we need, should be able to come over here and pop out an electricity tool. Go ahead and pop out an electric furnace. And then we should have enough for 2 water wheels. I'm going to start with 1 because I'm not really sure how big this is and if we're going to have the room to put 2 of these in, but we'll see. We'll make another one if we need to. So let's go ahead and grab those 3. And let's start with our water wheel. And I'm thinking we could just put the water wheels here in our little river, right? So if we take a water wheel and we deploy that, how big is that? It's not really that terribly big, is it? We might can put both of these in here. I'm not sure. I guess it floats. Let's see. Where's a good spot? Maybe just alongside here together. Let's get it as close to the wall as we can here. How about like right there? So there's water wheel 1. And then our furnace is going to go right here. So let's put him right there. Let's see how big he is. Not too terribly big. No big deal. We'll put him right there. And then that requires 2500 power. So that's going to eat a lot of power. So I feel like we're definitely going to need the other water wheel. And let's take our tool. And I don't know how this works, but we're going to figure this out together. Looks like you can place a wire. You can cancel placement. So if we wanted to place a wire here, and then bring it over here and hook him up to him. Where do we do that at? Here? No? How far does he go? And what does he use? I guess we should know that, right? A tool to create and connect electricity networks. I'm guessing we probably need some poles. We can run electricity on poles. So let's cancel placement. Let's get some poles. I think I have a bunch of leftover wood poles from when we tore down the, what was the docks out there? Yeah, here we go. I bet we can connect to these. And so if we come out and bring this guy out, let's say he goes here to start with. And now let's try and see if we can connect a wire to him. So left click. It only goes about that far there. Looks like. So what we'll need to do is add some other poles to this. So he snaps there, and then the next one will have to go there, I guess. Let's see if we can get that connected. I want it up high so we're not walking into it on accident. So if we click to you... I'm thinking there. Is that right? He didn't attach. So he goes there. Touch that. We get it zapped. I bet we do. I don't think I like that. I think I want to take that out if I can. It's too low right there. If we take this more towards the middle. Start there with it, maybe. Now the question is, can we remove that? I don't know. I guess it's not really causing too much of a problem. Doesn't look like it's causing... Oh, I could remove it that way. Okay, good, 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 good. So what happens if I then do left click and take it to this guy? He'll be my starting point. And then I can take it up here on this guy. And then from there, I can take it up to this guy. Boy, I don't like the way that looks, let me tell you. But for now, let's just put them in so we can at least figure out how this is supposed to work, huh? Alright, so I figured it out for the most part. Basically, the way it works is each one of these nodes... So if we were to lay down wire here, you can click anywhere, and you can click anywhere else. And then each one of these nodes that gets created, that's a connection point. So if I had another wire coming this way, for example, I could connect up to that right there. I don't like the way it does that weird twist. I don't know why it can't go in straight, but that is just how the wires in this game are. So basically you can lay down a whole wire set and then you can pick them up if you just right click on these connection points. It picks up all the wires connected to that. So really you're just laying down connection points that connect to each other. So what I've done is I've just laid out poles here and then I used ramps to get up there and ran my lines cleanly across the top of the poles, connect to the line to the wall here, and then came back through to this line and I put a little line of things here, but I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and pick these up for now. As needed, we'll add wires because it's kind of a mess, honestly. So if we get rid of these connections here, and I'll leave those up there for now because that's kind of where we'll go into the house because eventually we're going to have full-on lights and everything in there. So anyways, that runs all the way down, and then what we should be able to do is we should be able to grab a connection from this guy and plug it in to this guy here. Maybe. Have to look and see if there's already a wire. Sometimes if you already have a wire, it screws everything up. So let's try it from this guy instead. We'll hook him into that. And then that gives power from there. And then we've got one more to do here. We grab a connection from this guy. Also plug him in there. Now we should have 4,000 total power on this line. And then if we look at this, this is only showing, I don't know, let's grab some ore and see if it'll smelt anything. I've got some extra copper in here. We use a lot of copper for electronics, but let's chunk this in here. And activate. Nope, okay. So we're still showing that we're missing power. It says requires 2,500. And I wonder if it's not hooked up at all or what the deal is. So we'll have to figure that out here. I think I might have found the issue. this right here. These aren't actually connected. So it's really easy to place a thing. You can just, anywhere you click, it'll place it, right? So it's super easy to screw that up. You have to watch your connections. So in this case, we're going to have to remove probably this connection would be the safest bet. And then we can take that guy. And we can hook him into this guy. I hate that it's not going to be straight. Not gonna lie. But let's see. Does that give you what you need now? Yep. Now he's got what he needed. And so now if we activate this, he should be pulling. So you gotta watch your connections, it looks like. And he's pretty quick. That's not bad. And he doesn't take any other fuel, basically. We won't have to keep feeding this thing wood. So you can just shove everything you want in there. And these unsightly power lines, and they are unsightly. Let's not even pull punches on that. We'll bring them power and run that up. So now that we have an electric furnace, the only thing that stands between us and everything else, I believe, is this composite paste, which is iron ore, silica ore, organic resin, and gold ore. And to get there, we have to have this material processor. So, we can unlock that, and then we can unlock that. And now the next step is for me to grind out a bunch more stuff. Those electronics are always the pain in the butt to do, so that's what I'll be working on here for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and get this guy put together. Okay, after lots of more grinding, we've got everything we need for the material processor, so let's go. Got that bad boy now. For the moment, I'm just going to set them up over here real quick. I might actually pick this one up, since we don't really need more than one furnace. That furnace seems to work really quickly. Let's slap this guy down right here. Actually, that's pretty small, so he could have gone right here. Realistically. Right? Always monsters up top. Let's get our wire tool. Let's go ahead and get us a connection to, or from this guy if we can. And we'll bring this down and plug him in right there. This is making copper for me right now. Let's go ahead and deactivate that. He's got everything he needs. Looks like we can do all of this stuff. Let's see, is that cheaper? It's 2 bone for 1 crushed bone on this. And over here is 2 bones, so it's not doing anything cheaper, but I wonder if it's faster. Let's find out. Let's test that, shall we? Let's take 2 stacks of bone. Gonna have to do some more animal farming soon, I think. And then let's do that. And let's do 50. Since it's 2 for 1. And let's craft that. And that looks like that was going to be like 30 seconds, it looked like. But if we do it here, we put that in there. We max that out and craft that. Oh yeah, that's so much faster. Look at that. That's crazy faster. That was like 10 seconds. So it looks like we can do that here. So now we just have to make composites, which are organic resin, silica, iron ore, and gold ore. Okay, now we have organic resin. And then this is 2 to 1 to 1 to 1 on iron, silica, organic resin, and gold ore. So let's make a stack of 50 of those real quick. And then we take those, let that finish in there. We put that in here. when you activate that, we actually don't have the power right now because this is running, so we'll have to cut the power to this first. And now when we put that in there and activate that, we have officially crafted our first composites. So I've built some wind turbines to help increase our power output, but something that's kind of annoying about them is you see that bubble that's on the outside there? They have this huge area around them that there can't be any other structure on. So those are too close together, so we have to actually separate this out, probably by one more pole, and then they'll work. And the reason that's why they're up on the poles, they're up high like that, because see, he starts working now when I remove that one. So they're a little too close to each other. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit more. There we go. Much better. Alright. All hooked up. 2 more wind turbines here, powering my grid. I got both this hooked up now and both this hooked up. So I'm going to take a few minutes and actually go do some farming because I'm getting low on bone and I need that for making, what's it called? For making epoxy, which you can make epoxy with sap and sulfur, but I prefer the bone method to keep my sulfur for other things. And we'll pick up after I get that supplied. So I went ahead and made a cold steel knife before I go out to look for bone. And it looks like you can actually remove, I'm in the middle of doing that now, you can remove your attachments from your existing knife. So I'm pulling it off the iron knife here. And we're going to put that on our cold steel knife before we go out and do this. So I just noticed that these were shut off for some reason. And when I open them up, looks like there's spoiled plants and sponge in them, so they must be collecting stuff out of the water that you have to empty out every now and then. A useful herbal ingredient that holds a small amount of water. Very interesting. So bluebacks definitely seem to be the ticket for bones. That was like 50 bones for that one blueback. So it turns out to make this last upgrade that we needed for our satellite, we need 150 platinum sheath. Now to make a platinum sheath, you spend a platinum ingot and you get 4. So we needed something like 38, somewhere around there. Unfortunately, we only had 30, basically. So I'm going to have to go back to the swamp and find some more platinum. I'm probably going to do that mostly in quick scenes. You'll see here in a few seconds. But in the meantime, one thing I did want to do before we went, you see we had these 7 platinum weave that we found, I don't even know where, one of those quest things. So I went ahead and made some platinum sheath, because what we can do is I can make another platinum sheath out of that. And if we look at the tier 3 armor, so I want to upgrade my armor to, I'm thinking the cured leather. That's 14 resistance. That's 12 resistance. So this has got better heat and cold resistance, 14 and 6 versus 12 and 6. And I think trying to decide. Maybe we'll go this way. Or maybe we'll go this way. Actually, let's stick with this because this uses less platinum weave. We're just going to make some cured leather just to upgrade our armor. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock those 5. And then I can use that platinum sheath to make that and get ready to take another trip back to the swamp. So it turns out we still need more titanium. And rather than go all the way back, somebody gave me a tip about there might be a cave up around here we can check out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go look for any caves up there that maybe I haven't seen yet. So I've been back and forth along this wall and checked out all the caves, and none of them are what we're looking for. But what I did notice is that there's this whole shelf here that we can't get to. There's no way to get to it, and you can see it up there. And it starts way back here by our base. So I think what we'll do is build a ramp from there up onto that shelf, and we'll see what's up on that shelf. Alright, so that put us up here. We're going to keep working our way around to around here. I'm looking at the walls. Here's one. Wait here, Buffalo. Let me investigate. This looks like a much more open one. Yeah, this is like that one we found in the other area, huh? Alright, so I think this will probably be where we find our way down and build our way across. So let's bring the buffalo in. It's safe. We'll start looking for titanium specifically. Come on in, Bruiser. Yep, just like the other one, we lose all sound, all mount sound when we come in anyways. There's definitely something going on down there. I'm gonna look around this way and see if there's a better way down. Cold. Oh, wow, okay. The hell was that? Whatever it was, it just fell and died. This looks a little freaky. Yeah, so this is passing through, it looks like. Alright, we've got to deal with our temperature. I'm not seeing any titanium right away, but we should be getting close to where we could get it, right? Uh-oh. Heard a worm. I don't see it, but I heard it. Interesting. So this must be like a little spot here where it's like out of the cave. You know what I'm saying? Like right here. We can get a good look. Alright, you wait right here, Bruiser. I'm going down there, but you are not. So I'm going to deploy a ramp here, I think. Is that titanium? I think that's titanium. Bam. Let's get what we can before we start taking damage from the heat. Platinum. I'm concerned being that close to lava. I'm not gonna lie about that. Gonna leave the stuff we don't need. I'm just going for the titanium right now. Just in case. Some more right there as well. Getting awful close to this lava. Alright, I think that's enough for now. What does that put us at, titanium-wise? There's another 100. I think we need 3 per to make a titanium plate. So there's another 30 titanium plates, basically. So that should be good. And we'll have to figure out what our best bet is. I'm going to leave these here for later. Figure out what our best setup is going to be for heat armor. Because we're going to start taking damage here shortly if we don't get out of here. Came out of the cave, and now we have the lava version of those squid things flying. I wonder what they drop. Because the other thing seems to drop like poisonous stuff. What happens if we take these guys down? Let's see what their drops are. What do you drop? Still noxious. No different. We'll just drop that. We don't need to carry that right now. Finally, with that last titanium plate made, we can actually make our encrypted satellite upgrade. Which is going to take a minute. Encrypted satellite upgrade. Go put that in our thing. I think we have to put it on our bar to get it up in there. So from here we can go. Bam. Ain't that rough looking. Encrypted operations available. So now if we look at operations, other than these that are specifically unavailable in the open world, everything should be open for us. All these purple ones, these encrypted ones. So we can officially start doing missions full time here. Just as soon as we make a few things, some armor pieces that we might need and whatnot.